Grade 4 Reading. Reading. Read the selection and choose the best answer to each question. Then fill in the answer on your answer document. Number 1. Jen's actions at school suggest that she, A, is shy around people she does not know well, B, cares about what people think of her, C, does not like searching for information, D, has only a few friends in her class. Mark your answer on your answer document. Number 2. The reader can tell that my what is showing is realistic fiction because it F. exaggerates the abilities of the main character, G. tells a story that has been handed down from generation to generation, H. tells about events that could happen in life today, J. describes events and actions that took place long ago. Be sure you pause your iPad so that you have time to select your answer. Number 3. Jen's main conflict is resolved when A. Mrs. Warden answers her question, B. she learns what her epidermis is, C. Joey says her epidermis is showing, D. she covers herself entirely with clothing. Number 4. In paragraph 14, what does the word hesitated mean? F. paused, G. shivered, H. imagined, J. shouted. Number 5. Who is the narrator of this story? A. Jen, B. Joey, C. Megan, D. an outside observer. Number 6. In paragraph 3, what is the most likely reason Joey whispers? F. He wants to make sure Jen understands him. G. He does not want others to notice Jen's epidermis. H. He does not want the bus driver to hear what he says. Or J. He wants Jen to think epidermis means something shocking. Question number 7. By the end of the story, what can the reader conclude about Joey's and Jen's relationship? A. They spend little time together. B. They often fight with each other. C. They share many common interests. Or D. They enjoy playing jokes on each other. Number 8. Which of these is the best summary of the story? F. Jen thinks her epidermis is exposed while she is at school, but she laughs when she finds out that the word just means skin. Then she waits until dinner time to share a difficult word that she learned with Joey. G. Joey tells Jen her epidermis is showing, which worries her because she does not know what the word means. After learning that it means skin, she surprises Joey by telling him that his proboscis is showing. H. Jen feels like people are laughing at her because her epidermis is showing. When she looks up the word in the dictionary, she laughs. Then she tells Megan about a plan she has made. J. After Joey scares Jen by saying her epidermis is showing, Jen asks her teacher, Mrs. Warden, about it. Then Jen and Megan spend all morning trying to learn what an epidermis is. Number 9. Jen covers herself up before coming into the dining room, most likely because she wants to A. Stop thinking about whether her skin is showing, B. Find out whether Joey knows the meaning of epidermis, C. Help Joey understand how his comment made her feel at school, D. Show Joey that she now knows the meaning of epidermis. Read the selection and choose the best answer to each question. Then fill in the answer on your answer document. In paragraph 5, the word practical means F. Colorful, G. Detailed, H. Useful, J. Comfortable. Number 11. According to the selection, the main goal of a barkitecture event is to A. Encourage people to become pet owners, B. Raise money to help animals, C. Identify animals that need shelter, or D. Create interest in building dog houses. Number 12. Which sentence from the selection presents an opinion? F. In his new barkitecture house, he's the luckiest pup on the block. G. The process of designing houses for dogs is sometimes called barkitecture. H. Some people use recycled materials to build dog houses. J. And, of course, the dogs can test out the different houses. Number 13. What do the details in paragraph 6 explain about barkitecture events? A. The events are intended for small dogs. B. People can build houses for their dogs at the events. C. The events offer more than interesting dog houses. D. Leaders of pet organizations plan the barkitecture events. Question 14. Which sentence from the selection best shows that pets are welcome at barkitecture events? F. There are areas where dogs and their owners can play. G. At other booths, pet owners can buy treats such as chicken chip cookies and chicken liver brownies. H. Barkitecture events are becoming very popular. J. The imagination and creativity of the people who enter the events are also recognized. Number 15. What is the most likely reason the author included the photographs with the selection? A. To show that barkitecture dog houses are carefully selected by purchasers. B. To show examples of the most common barkitecture dog houses. C. To show how each barkitecture dog house reflects a different style. Or D. To show dog houses that earned awards at barkitecture events. Question 16. Which words from paragraph 2 help the reader know the meaning of bid? F. Plan and build many of these. G. Shows some of the most amazing. H. Makes the highest offer. J. Raise money for animals. Question 17. Based on the descriptions of barkitecture dog houses in the selection, what can the reader conclude about the people who build them? A. They are encouraged to be creative when designing their structures. B. They have to learn the correct way to design dog houses. C. They think that their dog houses are worth more than people are willing to pay. D. They believe that their structures are too nice for dogs to use. Read the selection and choose the best answer to each question. Then fill in the answer on your answer document. Number 18. Why does the author include the information in paragraph 1? F. To define an unfamiliar word. G. To suggest a place to visit. H. To present a problem that needed to be solved. J. To describe where the events occurred. Number 19. The selection Prince of Central Park is mostly about A. Where people go to see red-tailed hawks. B. How red-tailed hawks care for their babies. C. What happens when two hawks make a nest near Central Park. D. Why some people did not want hawks to live near Central Park. 20. Look at the diagram below. Cause. People who lived in the apartment building complained about the hawk's nest. Effect. Which sentence best completes the diagram? F. The building's owners removed the nest. G. Bird watchers took pictures of the nest. H. People living in the apartment building moved to another location. J. Bird watchers met with building owners to discuss a plan. Question 21. In paragraph 7, the word lure means to A. Rush, B. Tempt, C. Swing, D. Push. Question number 22. Which section explains why pale male was permitted to rebuild his nest on the side of the apartment building? F. An unlikely habitat. G. An unusual place to raise youngsters. H. Challenges for the hawks. Or J. Solving one problem. Number 23. Based on the selection, what is unusual about the hawk's nest? A. The materials used to make the nest. B. The place the birds chose to build the nest. C. The size of the nest the birds created. D. The number of eggs that hatched in the nest. Number 24. What is the best summary of the selection? F. A hawk named Pale Male and his mate built a nest near Central Park. Before long, they were raising baby hawks in their nest. Some people had a problem with the hawks and wanted the family of birds to find a new home. G. People were happy when a hawk chose to make his home in a city where hawks are not commonly seen. Some residents living near Central Park were upset when the hawk and his mate built a nest on their building. Finally, New Yorkers found a solution that worked for humans and hawks. H. Some people in New York City were upset about a hawk family that lived near them. After they complained, building owners tried to make the hawks move away from Central Park, but the hawks rebuilt a nest in the same place. J. A hawk named Pale Male found a mate and built a nest near Central Park. Soon the hawks had a family. The bird watchers in the area were thrilled to have a hawk family to observe. They cheered while viewing the hawks and wanted to help them stay. Number 25. After the hawks rebuilt their nest, fewer people complained, most likely because A. The sidewalk below the nest stayed clean. B. They realized that the hawks were not going to leave. C. They were tired of explaining their concerns to others. D. The nest was not as large as the first nest the hawks had built. Read the next two selections, then choose the best answer to each question. Use the sandcastle, page 24, to answer questions 26 and 29 through 29. Then fill in the answers on your answer document. Number 26. Lines 1 through 4 are important to the poem because they F. Introduce the speaker's problem. G. Describe the setting. H. Ask the reader important questions. J. Identify the speaker's friend. Number 27. Which line from the poem best helps the reader picture the speaker's sandcastle? A. Let's fill a bucket with water and pour it on the land. B. To make the sand muddy and damp, to work with it by hand. C. To start a mighty castle on the playground made of sand. D. Then make the sand like towers, form walls that stretch up high. 28. Read lines 15 and 16 from the poem. So let's skip on home to dinner, looking back once more to say, we built a mighty castle on the playground on this day. These lines emphasize that the speaker most likely feels F. Worried that the sandcastle is not finished. G. Confused about what will happen to the sandcastle. H. Surprised by the height of the sandcastle. J. Pleased to have spent the day working on a sandcastle. 29. In stanza 3, the reader can conclude that the speaker, A. has more important tasks than finishing the sandcastle. B. Would rather build the sandcastle alone. C. Is not yet satisfied with the sandcastle. D. Is unsure of how the completed sandcastle should look. Use Building a Better Sandcastle, page 25 through 27, to answer questions 30 through 33. Then fill in the answers on your answer document. 30. According to information in Building a Better Sandcastle, a tall sandcastle tower might fall if F. Its base is too small to support it. G. It is not built by an expert sculptor. H. Too many details are carved into the sandcastle. Or J. Tools are not used when building the sandcastle. 31. In paragraph 1, the prefix miss helps the reader determine that the word misshapen means A. Badly shaped. B. Having many shapes. C. Before being shaped. Or D. Being shaped again. Number 32. The author wrote this selection mainly to F. Provide the history of sandcastle building. G. Explain how to construct a sandcastle successfully. H. Tell about some famous sandcastle builders. J. Describe different kinds of sandcastles. Number 33. According to the selection, a paintbrush can be used when building a sandcastle in order to A. Correct errors. B. Pack the sand. C. Add decorations. D. Carve details. Use the sandcastle and building a better sandcastle to answer questions 34 through 37. Then fill in the answers on your answer document. 34. The speaker in the poem and the author of the selection both emphasize the importance of F. Selecting the perfect location for building a sandcastle. G. Using items from nature to decorate a sandcastle. H. Mixing the sand just right before building a sandcastle. J. Finishing the details of a sandcastle in just one day. Number 35. With which statement would the poet and the author of the selection most likely agree? A. It is important to ask for help when building a sandcastle. B. The details of a sandcastle should be carved by hand. C. Children like building sandcastles more than adults do. D. A well-made sandcastle takes time to build. Number 36. How do the sandcastle and building a better sandcastle differ in their description of sandcastles? F. Only the poem describes the steps to follow while building a sandcastle. G. Only the poem includes a list of tools useful for building a sandcastle. H. Only the poem provides a personal account of building a sandcastle. J. Only the poem identifies problems with building a sandcastle. Number 37. Read line 10 from the poem. Add more water now and then. Don't let that sand get dry. Which sentence from Building a Better Sandcastle suggests that experts have a similar concern when building sandcastles? A. Once the sand is firm enough, they remove the wooden beams, leaving a block of sand. B. It's important to get the main part of the castle just right. C. After the sandcastle is shaped, it is time to carve the details. D. Some experts keep a spray bottle full of water nearby to keep the sand damp so it won't crumble. Read the selection and choose the best answer to each question, then fill in the answer on your answer document. Number 38. Becky studied her glow-in-the-dark toys most likely because they F. Could be used in rooms without windows. G. Were not popular before glow sheets were invented. H. Provided light when no other source was available. J. Were invented for use by NASA astronauts. Number 39. The author describes events in sequential order mainly to A. Show that inventing something requires time and patience. B. Explain how Becky thought of and created her invention. C. Get readers interested in trying Becky's invention. D. Show readers how to create their own glow sheets. 40. What effect did the newspaper article about Becky's invention have? F. It helped people learn about a useful new product. G. It gave Becky ideas for ways to use plastic and other materials. H. It encouraged Becky to think about how others could benefit from her invention. J. It prevented other people from copying Becky's idea. 41. Which words from paragraph 8 help the reader understand the meaning of right? A. Became the president. B. Worked to improve. C. Prevented anyone else from producing them. D. Experimented with materials. Number 42. An important idea presented in this selection is that F. Patience is required for success. G. Difficult questions are not easy to answer. H. Receiving an award is an honor. J. Young people can be quite creative. Question 43. The photograph included with the selection shows A. The reason people were surprised by Becky's invention. B. Which companies purchased Becky's invention. C. The process Becky followed to create her invention. D. That people were interested in Becky's invention. Question 44. Read this sentence from paragraph 5. Becky's father took her to a hardware store where they bought a special paint that glows after it has been exposed to light for a short time. What does this sentence suggest about Becky's father? F. He was familiar with the methods used by successful scientists. G. He wanted to share the credit for his daughter's invention. H. He was willing to support his daughter's idea. Or J. He was the person responsible for his daughter's success. Be sure you have recorded all of your answers on the answer document. The end.